Good morning, everyone. It's me, Flower, and my little witch cat. Isn't that witch cat so adorable? Whoops, I try to zoom into it, but it doesn't quite work for me. Anyways, welcome to the 8 Divines Retreat House. And this is where I keep my library and where I'll be hosting the Tamriel Storyteller every Friday morning at 10 a.m. And, it's going to be sort of comfy cozy here. And what I mean by that is it's just going to be fun, just to hang out and letting us share stories and get to know each other for those of you who want to chat. And so I just want to say that to you. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but today you can get a Ouroboros crown crate by watching me. So if you click on that at the top of the chat screen, it'll tell you how to go about getting that. So I'm excited about today because I love doing different things on Twitch other than just playing and PvPing, and so this is kind of the first of that sort of session. So let's see. First of all, I think we need to definitely open up this tomb right here and get it. Oh, I didn't mean to bring him out. Boy, let me get rid of my little guy. And I got my weapons. I'm fighting. I am ready to fight. Boy, I'm telling you something. Oh, my little beast, he gets everywhere. So I'll put him away for right now. Let's get him. Yeah. All right. So I want to go right here. And I want to zoom in on this. The Apocalyptal Tomb. So let's go check that out. It's pretty darn cool. So at the beginning of every storyteller, I'll be opening that to see what wants to come out. Oh my God, look at my little kitty cat playing with a butterfly. Isn't that too adorable? All right, here we go. Ooh, if you haven't seen this, it's pretty cool. So, there's my little cat. My little cat. All right, let's go to the back area where we're going to be choosing from. And I have 2 books chosen and maybe a third one. You know, these go pretty quick. So it's not like you're going to have to worry about spending a lot of time here. It'd be awesome if we actually go for the full hour. But you know what? I don't know that would happen, to be honest. But, hey, T-Jar, I'm so happy you're here. It's nice to see you. And, make sure you get that drop, the Ouroboros crown crate, by watching me today. And, how? Well, you just have to click on it to figure that out. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, so I'm gonna storytell, and the first book that I'm going to read today is called Anuad Paraphrased, and this is kind of important because it's before the creation of Tamriel, and I found it to be really kind of enlightening, so I want to share that with everyone. So I'm going to invite you to kick back and just listen. Right now, while I'm reading, there won't be so much on the screen to see, but yeah, it's okay. So let me just see if I can make myself part of this picture. Well, you won't really be able to see. Well, here we go. Let's do this. I'm still getting used to these cameras, you know? Cameras and all that good stuff. Here we go. So here's book one, the Anuad Paraphrased. The first one were brothers, Anu and Padome. They came into the void, and time began. As Anu and Padome wandered the void, the interplay of light and darkness created Near. Both Anu and Padome were amazed and delighted with her appearance, but she loved Anu, and Padome retreated from them in bitterness. Near became pregnant, but before she gave birth, Padome returned, professing his love for Near. She told him that she loved only Anu, and Padome beat her in rage. Anu returned, fought Padome, and cast him outside time. Near gave birth to creation, but died from her injuries soon after. Anu, grieving, hid himself in the sun and slept. Meanwhile, life sprang up and flourished on the 12 worlds of creation. After many ages, Padome returned to time. He saw creation and hated it. He swung his sword, shattering the 12 worlds in their alignment. Anu awoke and fought Padome again. The long and furious battle ended with Anu as the victor, and he cast aside the body of his brother, who he believed was dead, and attempted to save creation by forming the remnants of the 12 worlds into one, Nirn, the world of Tamriel. As he was doing so, Padome struck him through the chest with one last blow. Anu grappled with his brother and pulled them both outside of time forever. The blood of Padome became the Daedra. The blood of Anu became the stars, and the mingled blood of both became the Aedra, as evinced by their capacity for good and evil, as well as their greater affinity for earthly affairs than the Daedra, who have no connection to creation. On the world of Nirn, all was chaos. The only survivors of the 12 worlds of creation were the Elo-Fae and the Hist. The Elo-Fae are the ancestors of Mer and Min. The Hist are the trees of Argonia. Nirn originally was all land interspersed with seas, but no oceans. A large fragment of the Elo-Fae world landed on Nirn, relatively intact, and the El-No-Fae living there were the ancestors of the Mer. These El-No-Fae fortified their borders from the chaos outside, hid their pocket of calm, and attempted to live on as before. Other Elnofe arrived on the Nirn, scattered amid the confused jumble of the shattered worlds, wandering and finding each other over the years. Eventually, the wandering Elnofe found the hidden land of old Elnofe and were amazed and joyful to find their kin living amid the splendor of ages past. The wandering Elnofe expected to be welcomed into the peaceful realm, but the old Elnofe looked on them as degenerates fallen from their former glory. For whatever reason, war broke out and raged across the whole of Nirn. The old Elnofe retained their ancient power and knowledge, but the wanderers were more numerous, toughened by their long struggle to survive on Nirn. This war reshaped the face of Nirn, sinking much of the land beneath new oceans and leaving the lands as we know them: Tamriel, Akavir, Atmora, and Yukuda. The old Elnofe realm, although ruined, became Tamriel, and the remnants of the wanderers were left divided on the other 3 continents. Over many years, the Elnofe of Tamriel became the Mere Elves. The Dwemer, the Deep Ones, sometimes called Dwarves. The Chimer or Kimmer, the Changed Ones, who later became the Dunmer. The Dunmer, the Dark or Cursed Ones, the Dark Elves. The Bosmer, the Green or Forest Ones, the Wood Elves. The Altmer, the Elder or High Ones, the High Elves. On the other continents, the wandering Elnofe became the Men, the Nords of Atmora, the Red Guards of Yukuda, and the Tesei of Akavir. The Hist were bystanders in the Elnofe War, but most of the realm was destroyed as the war passed over it. A small corner of it survived to become Black Marsh in Tamriel, but most of their realm was sunk beneath the sea. Eventually, men returned to Tamriel. The Nords were the first, colonizing the northern coast of Tamriel before recorded history, led by the legendary Isgramor. The 13th of his line, King Harold, was the first to appear in written history. Thus, the mythic era ended. So that's our first book for today. And I think that lore is so important to know as players of Elder Scrolls Online, because it really tells us the whole backstory and the creation of our world that we play in and battle in and interconnect in. And I think that when we take time to really, really know the story, it makes our game so much richer. I know, just like me, that you too have an extension of yourself in your toon, in your character on the screen. And if you immerse yourself fully into Elder Scrolls Online, sometimes when you jump off high cliffs, you get butterflies in your real stomach. Or when you're battling, you find yourself moving your body because you are casting a blow. And all of these help you to become part of the story, part of our lore. And your character, your toon, becomes something more than just this flat image on a flat screen. It becomes an extension of you. Now, the second story for today is the Lunar Lorkhan. And I think before I read that book, I have to unlock it just a little bit. So let me unlock it. I just love that. I think that's just so cool. Anyways, let's read the Lunar Lorkhan. Again, sit back, enjoy. The Lunar Lorkhan by Faldrun. I will not go into the varying accounts of what happened at Adamantine Tower, nor will I relate the war of manifest metaphors that rendered those stories unable to support most qualities of what is commonly known as narrative. We all have our favorite Lorkhan story and our favorite Lorkhan motivation for the creation of Nirn, as well as our favorite story of what happened to his heart. But the theory of the Lunar Lorkhan is of special note. In short, the moons were and are the two halves of Lorkhan's flesh divinity. Like the rest of the gods, Lorkhan was a planet that participated in the great construction, except for the 8 lent portions of their heavenly bodies to create the mortal plane. Lorkhan's was cracked asunder, and his divine spark fell to Nirn as a shooting star to impregnate it with the measure of its existence and a reasonable amount of selfishness. Maser and Secunda, therefore, are the personifications of the dichotomy, the cloven duality, according to Artaeum, that Lorkhan legends often rail against. Ideas of the anima animus, good, evil, being nothingness, the poetry of the body, throat, and the moan, silence as the abortive, and so on, all set in the night sky as Lorkhan's constant reminder to his mortal issue of their duty. Followers of this theory hold that all other heart stories are mythical degradations of the true origin of the moons, and it needed be said that they observe the hollow crescent theory as well. Are you aware that here in Nirn we have 2 moons that govern us? Yes, 2 moons. And there you have the story of those 2 planets, or 2 lunar bodies, I suppose I should say. So, this first time that I'm doing this story time with you is really about origin. And origin is so fascinating. And I want to tell you that I scour these books. Why? Well, because I want to take time to really honor the writers of Elderscrolls Online. They put so much into our game. They give us so much to imagine and to play with and to explore and to know, okay, I hear the PvPers who are watching this say, but I'm not interested in any stories. I just want to get out there and kill, kill, kill. I want to be the champion of the world. If I could, I'd play Queen's song right now. Would let Freddie Mercury sing to us about being champions of the world, because that's the perfect song for Elder Scrolls Online. I never thought of that, but it is, isn't it? It's the perfect song for all of our warriors in this game, male and female alike, and those in between, and those outside of that. I'm including everyone. Okay, so can Elder Scrolls Online hold a truly spiritual connotation in it? And my answer, of course, is yes, because it gives us that. The writers have given us that. And this first episode is truly dedicated to the writers of the Elder Scroll Online and all their hours of creative imagination that they've penned for us. So this is to all of you, those who go unnamed and, unhonored. I honor you. As a writer, I honor you. So thank you. Thank you for bringing this world alive for us. So I am going to read as the final lore book, the 9 commands of the 8 divines, to bring in a touch of the spiritual. Nine commands of the 8 divines by the intercession of Saint Alicia. You may be so filled with grace and the strength and wisdom that come from grace, that through these teachings you may come to the true meaning of the 8 divines and their glories. To convey to man's mind all the manifold subtleties of truth and virtue may not be done, were all the seas ink and all the skies the parchment upon which their wisdoms were writ. Yet Akatosh in his wisdom, knowing how impatient is man, and how loath he is to travel upon the hard roads of truth, has allowed these 9 simple commands to be made manifest with powerful clarity and concise definition. The first is Stendar. Stendar says, "Be kind and generous to the people of Tamriel. Protect the weak, heal the sick, and give to the needy." The second is Arche. Arche says, "Honor the earth and its creatures and the spirits living and dead. Guard and tend the bounties of the mortal world, and do not profane the spirits of the dead." Mara is the third, and Mara says, "Live soberly and peacefully. Honor your parents, and preserve the peace and security of home and family." Zenithar comes forth, and Zenithar says, "Work hard and you will be rewarded. Spend wisely and you will be comfortable. Never steal or you will be punished." Kinraith says, Use nature's gifts wisely. Respect her power and fear her fury. 6 comes Dibella, and Dibella says, open your heart to the noble secrets of art and love. Treasure the gifts of friendship. Seek joy and inspiration in the mysteries of love. Julianos' 7th. Julianos says, know the truth, observe the law, when in doubt, seek wisdom from the wise. And the 8th is Akatosh. And Akatosh says, serve and obey your emperor. Study the covenants. Worship the 8. Do your duty and heed the commands of the saints and priests. And I'm going to add, and priestesses. And number 9, the 8th. The 8 say, all as one. Above all else, be good to one another. If only each man might look into the mirror of these commands and see reflected there the bliss that might enfold them, were he to serve in the strict obedience to these commands, he would be cast down and made contrite and humble. The obedient man may come to the altars of the 8 and be blessed, and may receive the comfort and healing of the 8, and may give thanks for his manifold blessings. Heedless, the wicked man turns away, and forsaking the simple wisdoms granted to him by the all-wise and all-knowing 8, he lives in sin and ignorance all the days of his life. He bears the awful burden of his crimes, and before men and God his wickedness is known. And neither blessing nor comfort may he expect from the altars and shrines of the 8. Yet the wicked and foolish are not doomed, for in their infinite mercies the 8 have said, repent and do good works, and the fountains of grace shall once more spill forth upon you. Repent your crimes, tender unto the emperor the fines of gold, that they may be used to spread the faith and its benefits to all men. Do yourself good works. Redeem your infamy by shining deeds. Show to all men and the 8 the good fame of the righteous man, and you may once again approach the altars and shrines of the chapel to receive the comfort and blessings of the 8. Oh, that's some heavy-duty stuff, isn't it? Hey, I want to just talk to you a minute about a few of these, because whether we know it or not, they come out in our game playing. The first one by Stendar I really wanted to look at, because did you know that there is an entire quest or achievement in here? I'd have to look it up off the top of my head. I don't know it. But no matter what city you're in, what map zone you're in, at some point you're going to hear someone say, help the needy, or help me, I need help, or I need something. And they're usually on their knees, sitting somewhere. Sometimes they have their hands up, like pleading, help me, help me. And if you go up to them and click on them, you can donate 67 coin to them. And that actually gives you an achievement after you've hit all the zones. So don't overlook them. And if we were to go into our achievements, I'll tell you which one that is. I don't know that it's in here. Maybe it's under character. No, I doubt it, huh? I should have had that looked up. That's guild, champion, justice, sky shards, trophies, vampire. No, I should have had that looked up. Companions, class. I don't know, you guys. I didn't do my duty as a storyteller and give you that information. But it's in here somewhere under achievements. And it unlocks something for you. So it gives you points. So you might as well do that. And then the other thing I wanted to look at in the 9 commands is where is it? Oh, is I guess number 6. Die or debella, however you want to say it, to open your heart to the noble secrets of art and love, to treasure the gifts of friendship, and to seek joy and inspiration in the mysteries of love. I'm a true believer that love is the key to life, that love is life. So, oh no, I'm bringing in some of my personal belief system. But, so I see, I don't look at the word as the mundane act of love in relationships between two people. I see it as a governing energy of our planet. And in our game too, I see that as being important. I see it as being important because in the game, so some of us play solo, right? And we forget that there are actually there's actually other people behind those tunes. And I'm coming to a place where it's fun to challenge other players, especially other alliances, and it's fun to do the battle. But you know what? I think it's important for us to always look at other tunes and to help each other out. There are beggars. Don't give to the beggars who are people in a character. You know, that you don't get an achievement for that. You just encourage their begging. But when somebody truly needs help, why not help them? And value the friendships you make in here. How many times have you been ghosted? Or how many times have you met somebody and gotten, involved with them, and then for whatever reason, maybe a reason you never know, they disappear on you, and it's like, what happened to that person? You know, especially when we start playing together for a long time. I think we need common courtesy, and I think that's what this message is all about. The secret of art and love is that we're still human beings in this game. I would love to hear anybody's rebuttal on this. You can say, fuck that, I'm just gonna do what I want. Anyways, that's the first time I've cussed, by the way. Well, in a strong way. All right. And then the last thing that I wanted to go over was number 8. Serve and obey your emperor. Hey, I've met some emperors. I know some emperors. And maybe now they're ex-emperors because I guess it's a really hard thing to do. But I want to say that the emperors in our game, wow, they earned that title. And I think that's something to be applauded. And so never forget that. Let those people be really honored and respected by you. And number 9 is the last one, which all of the 8 divines say, above all else, be good to one another. I was in the I was in a event, and there's all levels in events, right? Some people are really the vets, they're the high numbers, and some people are beginners, I mean, really, it's their first time. Maybe they've even done an event, and it can be overwhelming because it's a swarm. Aw, aw, you do deserve it, T-Jard. I mean, come on. Being an emperor in this world is a true champion status. So, yeah, hard work, so all the glory and honor you deserve. So congratulations on having won. And our Berg in the Banshee Guild also had made and got to wear that title at one time too. You're so welcome. Anyways, what I was saying about the events, this really ties in, but when we're playing an event, a special event, it's brand new and stuff, don't forget that there might be people get impatient. I've heard vet players, what I mean by vet is that you're beyond 2000 point level, you're up there. And I've heard them post things in local chat that's just mean-spirited because somebody's asking, wait, I don't understand this, or where do I go? What do I, and it's like, it's overwhelming to be in an event for the first time, right, you guys? Remember the first time you were in an event? And like even the witches event we have going on, you go into this dark space with all this activity and all the players crammed in there, and it's busy, and there's so much to see, and I think we should be kinder. I really do think we should be kinder to each other. Okay, so that's my heavy-duty lore today. I have one fun book. It's just a simple one. I'm going to come over here to my little chair and sit down. I think I can do it while I'm sitting. I don't know. Maybe I can't. But I have one final little book to read, and this one, I forgot to bring it from my other house. So I have to go into my lore library and go down to it. I hope I can remember where it's at. I thought I remembered where it was, but maybe I don't. Is it in here? And if I can't remember, we'll go over and get it. But look at, really, we have so much incredible lore, don't we? Where is it, you guys? Where is it? All right, you know what? I'm going to make it easy, and I'm hopping over to, I clearly don't have it here. But I want to dedicate this to someone I have known for quite a while. In this game, and he's been so kind to me, and he's been helpful. He's never impatient, and I don't even know if he's watching. He may not be watching, but to those of you who are viewing, thank you so much. Here's the Banshee Guild Hall. I think you guys know that. Hey, and by the way, if you're watching and you want to come into my guild, we're very tiny. There's only 14 of us, but you're very welcome. The guild is open, but we're small, so we don't have a guild trader. We don't have anything like that. All you have to do is contact me. Okay, I think it's upstairs. Let me go up here. Now, this isn't a joke either. I think it's right here. Yes, it's right here. This is not a joke. This is serious. And, hey, Berg, if you're listening or watching, I'm going to read you the cheeses of Tamriel. This is for the cheese eater. That's part of his name, by the way. Cheeses of Tamriel by Master Chef Gilbard. How do you say that? Laro Q. If you are like me, the very word cheese stirs you. Maybe you recall meals shared with family and friends, favorite dishes in the cold of winter, or a simple snack in the shade of a tree while traveling. I am here to tell you how much more there is to cheese than you ever realized. Join me on a journey across Tamriel and discover a breadth of culinary experience you've never imagined. Let's start simple. Idar cheese, popular in Skyrim, is eaten by the Nords alongside hearty, spit-roasted meats. Okay, so, hey Nords, that's your cheese. They do not share the refined approach to cuisine that we Bretons take, but I have discovered that Idar's rich, earthy flavor and creamy texture are quite conducive to sauces. Try it with poultry dishes or paired with a young you guys, okay, here's here's my one thing to our beautiful Elder Scrolls writers. You make some of these words so hard to pronounce. I swear I feel like an idiot sometimes when I'm trying to. Colloquial, I guess is how, I don't know. Okay, for a more exotic taste from Skyrim, you must seek out cheese made from the milk of mammoths. Only the truly brave can obtain it from the giants who craft it. Yes, giants. Who did you think could milk a mammoth? But its restorative potential and robust flavor make it well worth a bit of risk. I've heard it called an acquired taste, but you'll be amazed at how it completes a hearty stew. How many of you have collected the mammoth cheese in giant camps? I do every time I go there. So now you've got something to talk about. As a student of Breton culinary tradition, I cannot rightly count it among a true cheese, but Scuttle bears mention for the adventurous. This delicious treat is crafted from don't bulk, the flesh of beetles native to Morrowind. Do not let its composition or greasy texture turn you away, for its peppery, complex richness is loved by the Dark Elves for good reason. One Friday, I would really love to have the chefs of ESO come in, and there's supposedly some real books that are real chefs that make some of the recipes, and I guess it's pretty hilarious. Okay, but do not let its composition or greasy texture turn you away, for its peppery, complex richness is loved by the Dark Elves for good reason. T-Jar, there is your cheese. For an energizing snack, you must try Elsewhere fondue. There are countless variants of this dish, but the basics are always the same. A good cheese, strong stock, and of course, moon sugar. Keep your pot on a low flame and be careful not to overdo the ale. The best part is experimenting to find your favorite combination of ingredients and dipping foods. And my advice, try adding a different herb every time. On the subject of melting the Red Guards crafted cheese with an unusual quirk. They keep the secrets of its culturing process close to heart, but love to surprise the foreign guests by serving it. It is known as shrieking cheese, and when it is melted to a certain point, it actually lets loose a jarring scream. In a common dish, small blocks of the cheese are added atop spicy meat as it cooks in an open pot. When it shrieks, it's ready. I wonder if anywhere where the Red Guards, have their villages and stuff, if there's a chef actually cooking that cheese. I'm going to put in a special order to our ESO, to our wonderful creators and developers, to have some chef somewhere creating the shrieking cheese. Wouldn't that be awesome? I'd love to see that. Okay, another rare treat should you ever be fortunate enough to find it, is the legendary aromatic Olroyd cheese. To give you just the slightest idea of how wonderful this cheese is, I do not exaggerate when I say a scent of it alone was worth the many false leads and months of traipsing across southern Cyrodiil in search of it. Oh, look at all these cheeses in wheels, wedges, and slices. So many, and it's only the beginning. There are even more cheeses out there just waiting for you, even if you can't make long journeys in search of these delicious creations. I hope that reading about them encourages you to try as many cheeses as you can find. All right, I have another suggestion. I think, wouldn't it be fun? Wouldn't it be fun? Hi, L Epic. You love cheese? I love cheese too. Don't you think it would be fun to have a playful event of searching for cheeses? and one of the rewards is a cheese hat or a cheese pin or a platter of different cheeses that we could sit on a table in our houses. I think that would be hilarious. Anyways, that reading was dedicated to Berg, because Berg's name is, let me tell you what his real name is. I think it is Eater of Cheese. So just a second. And Eater of Cheese. He just went offline. What a brat. Maybe he's watching. But Eater of Cheese, that's his name. So I think that's pretty funny. And yeah. So I think also, if there's like one Friday I'll end a closing with some other food. It'll always be a food or drink or something fun and playful. And the first half hour will always be part of our lore in educating. But again, I just want to say thank you to all the writers of Elderscrolls Online. Your lore books and scrolls and notes and everything else you enrich our game with is so appreciated, and you make our game, especially for those of us who love to quest, you might make our game exceedingly rich and interesting, and not enough people, when they're questing, actually stop and read the dialogue also. I'm telling you, some days I laugh when I read that dialogue. You are my entertainment. And so in turn, that's what my stream is all about also, providing entertainment for people who maybe want to know this game a little deeper than just coming in and being warriors and warrioresses, I don't know. Anyways, hey, I'm back at noon, and today I hope you'll come and play with me if you're on Xbox and in the North American mega server. I'm going to do the witches event, and I'll live stream that. So from start to finish, the witches event. Now I'm going to actually go back to my house where I began, because I want to close there. I want to show you something as I close there. I have too many houses, by the way. I own too many houses. And I also want to just say thank you for tuning in. I honestly didn't think anybody would tune in, because it's storytelling, it's just storytelling. It's me reading our books and talking about it and chatting about it. And also, I would love for anyone who's interested on Fridays, and you have a Twitch account, if you want to join me in voice, or here in, you're in ESO and you want to join me as a guest in voice as we discuss some of our lore, I invite you to make contact with me. Seriously, I am very serious about this. I'll tell you what I'm reading, or maybe I won't, and we'll go from there. Anyways, this retreat is the Eight Divines Retreat, and I have books everywhere up here, and then I have my library started below down here, and I've got the books. I'm collecting books. I'm collecting lore books, and so eventually, my dear friends, I will read them. And when I'm online, you are very welcome to come here too. And I have this shrine not lit up right now because we're not using it. All right. Hey, thanks. And come back at 12 o'clock in just an hour, and in world, come and do the witches event with me. All right, you guys. Hey, this flower child saying thank you so much for tuning in, and let's see if I can leave with something. Yeah, thank you. Bye for now.